All right, folks. It's a bright, sunshiny day. And let's talk. So me and this woman was a friend of ours that were having a conversation. And she agreed with me. I'm going to put it out there and see what y'all say. She had her take and I had mine. So the conversation was that only rich people get to run for office because it takes money to do such. And in the past, I would agree with that. However, after looking over all the requirements just now for to be a presidential candidate, I propose this. So, in some states, not all, you have to have a certain amount of signatures. It ranges anywhere from 500 in some states to California having 26,000. Okay. Each ballot for each state, and you have to pay $1,000 per state to be put on a presidential ballot. So altogether, right now, you're already up to $50,000 that you got to have. Then only rich people could become president. So I disagree with that in this day and age. Why, you ask? I'm going to tell you. Because in this day and age in technology, someone will come along eventually that has enough charisma and clout and enough brains to use the internet to meet all the requirements needed. Because if you can't get in as you can run as an independent. You can even run as as one of the parties, but you can also go as a write-in vote. Now, I'm not saying both other parties wouldn't try to squish you like a bug because you didn't have the money that they have. But if you started early enough in your calculations of all the different states and made an asserted effort on the internet, which actually makes you able to be put in all these different states, if you do it correctly, you could legitimately find a way to get your signatures, to find people that would, that think you're a great candidate to back you, to help you get your signatures. You could even raise the money on a platform of some sort to help you run your campaign. Of course, I'm pretty sure there's some financial campaign laws that I'm missing. But the point being, it's $1,000 a state. If you start early enough, you should be able to raise enough in each individual state to get your name on each individual ballot, to where when the time came for you to actually run for that year and a half that you're going to start really campaigning hard and getting your message out. Even though Twitter, I believe, is no longer allowing political ads, I think Facebook is. They haven't stopped. And putting a small amount of money, or putting money in, I don't know how much it would take. But eventually, word of mouth, if you were a strong enough candidate, but buying Facebook ads, hitting all social platforms from TikTok to Facebook, to Twitter, to LinkedIn, to all these major social networks. So you got your name and recognition out there. It is possible. I didn't say it would be easy, but I said it's quite possible for someone to come along and do that, because we've never had just of the people president to be president. You're a billionaire now. I was discussing this with one of my passengers in Uber, and the question was, and even Lincoln was a self-taught man, but he was still a lawyer. He wasn't like broke when he became president. And then you had, I think my next example was like Jimmy Carter, but he had still, I believe, went to an Ivy League school, even though he was a peanut farmer. So, yeah, I think it's quite possible that eventually someone will come along with enough clout to get their names on all 50 ballots without actually having to go there and run for president, because technology has pushed it that way. No, I'm sure you're going to say, well, what about town hall meetings and this? Look, you got a big screen. If you're sitting in, say I'm in Virginia, and you're trying to do a town hall all the way across in Oregon or California, that's all technology these days. We can put you up on a big screen. You can talk to everybody. You can take questions through typing, folks asking you questions, and they want to get you. And then, of course, you know that once media caught on to this, if you were really making a big, strong push, that eventually, that once the media put it national, that's what you were doing, and it brought recognition to you, well, there you go. Because we all know, whether bad press or good press, press is press. And even though they beat Trump up in the 2016 election, he dominated the air coverage. Now, I'm not saying you as a writing candidate or you trying to win the presidential campaign off the internet would dominate the news coverage. I'm just saying, once you got that recognition out there, if it blew up to where it was national news, then that would legitimize you enough that I think you could make a real push if you were a strong, viable enough candidate. That's just a thought. This is just my thought, because I think about stuff like that in this day and age in technology. Well, that's what I want to talk about. I hope you'll have a great day. Like, subscribe. If you don't agree with me, leave me a comment, and y'all have a great day.